Good morning. This is May the 26th, Monday, 2025. We are in BBIS second semester, BBA second semester, compulsory English class, where yesterday Miss Bandari made her presentation on the text Creative Destruction, which is the opening chapter from the book Originals, written by Adam Grant, I guess. Oh? Adam Grant. And if you see it as a subtitle, How Non-Conformists Move the World. One argument which Adam Grant makes in this book or in this chapter is that those people who change themselves according to society, they are less successful than those people who change the society according to their principles. They are more successful. I gave an example of Prachanda, the Nepali politician. I said, when Prachanda was a teacher in Chitwan, Nepal had panchayat system, Nepal had constitutional monarchy, Nepal had democratic system. Prachanda was not happy with the given social system. So what he did? He did not change himself. He did not make himself a Democrat. He did not make himself a parliamentarian. Rather, he changed the Nepali society according to his plan and desire and vision. Though my statement is questionable. Did Prachanda really change the Nepali society? To some extent, he did. Because the present constitution, which declares Nepal to be a republican nation, is because of Maoist party, led by Prachanda. So Prachanda inaugurated republican political system in Nepal because he changed Nepal according to his vision. He did not change himself according to Nepal's system. That's one thing this book says. So, what do you learn? Always dream to change the society. Do not dream to change yourself according to society. Do not dream to change yourself according to society. Always dream to change the society according to your vision. That's what the lesson teaches. Let's move ahead. Yesterday, you read the first chapter. Now the second chapter is finding the faults in default. Who was given to present it? Raise your hand. Who was given? You were given. Come on, speak. I'll add to what you say.
I haven't prepared.
Yeah?
I haven't prepared.
You sit there. You say whatever you want. I'll aid. I will aid. There is a chair. Before you come, wait a minute. Before you come, is it okay if I film you or is it not okay if I film you? Not okay. Go there. I'll avoid filming you. Sit on the chair. So you do not stand, okay? Just keep sitting there. The camera is focusing on the screen. You are out of focus. You are out of focus. And when you move back, move from that aisle over there. So let me bring a chair. We'll talk. Don't worry. Can I get a second book? We'll talk. So let's go with the title. Finding the fault with the default. What does the word default mean? You take one mic, clip to the collar. We'll have the voice. Okay, Stella, what does the word default mean? One meaning of default is a mistake you make. That's not the meaning here. For example, if you buy a laptop, it comes with a pre-installed software that is given there. That is a default software, default option. You can change it, right? For example, if you buy a mobile, it comes with Android 9 or 10 or 11, 12. That's default. Default means that is given. That is given. Now, can you tell the title, Finding Fault with the Default? What does it mean?
Finding faults in the defaults means the one which is already a default, and we have to find the faults in it.
Okay, how do you find fault? Have you seen, Stella, in our society, if you find fault with people, they don't like you. Have you seen? In our society, if you point people's fault, they don't like you. Kasto kharab manche, khali arkako fault khoज्दै हिँड्छ. They say, have you heard? People say, arkako fault खोज्दै हिँड्छ. They say. But here is the argument. Those people who arkako fault खोज्दै हिँड्छ, they develop. Because they not only find arkako fault, they find fault in the system. They find fault in the system. Have you seen some people earn some dollars, $1,000, $1 million, finding bugs in Facebook system or something? Have you heard this news? Someone gets $10,000 prize because they found a bug in the system, finding fault. And the company pays them money. Oh, you found this weakness, loophole. So what does finding fault means? Finding the weakness. Finding the weakness. Finding the problem. What will happen if you find the weakness? What will happen if you find the weakness?
I'll try to
improve the weakness. In order to improve the weakness, you must first know the weakness. If you don't know, if I don't know my weakness, I'll ask a question to Stella now. Be prepared. If I don't know my weakness, how can I overcome it? So Stella, a good opportunity. Tell one weakness of this English teacher that you want me to improve.
one weakness.
Divakar sir's one weakness, which is really serious and you should improve. You should work on it. Anybody in the class can raise your hand and tell me the weakness. Please raise your hand if you have observed and just share one weakness of Divakar sir. Anybody, please. I'm pretty sure in your mind you have lots of weaknesses. Oh, yo bhayana, tyo bhayana, yo bhayana, tyo bhayana. Tell me one thing yo bhayana in Divakar sir. Anybody, please. Stella and anybody. Quickly. You will get 5 extra marks for this in internal evaluation. You're putting the bait to attract the fish. 5 marks per weakness. Come on. Amit. Okay, let's ask Amit. Tell one weakness you have observed in this English teacher. You want him to change it.
I have no clue.
You have?
No clue.
No clue. Okay. Abhinav? Very clever. They won't tell. Ms. Rai? Point one weakness. You'll say, Divakar sir, it's better if you change this thing. Tell it. Come on. She has got. I'm pretty sure she has got. Come on.
No.
One thing that you want me to change. Come on. Quickly. You have got something? Yes, she has got. No? So you are not good at fault finding. You are not good at, look there, what is happening? You, I'm dead sure, have at least one weakness in your mind about me. I'm dead sure. But why you didn't tell? Because you do not want to take risk. अहिले नभन्ने इभ्यालुएसन फर्म भर्ने बेला लेखिदिने, त्यो बेलासम्म सरले इन्टरनल मार्क हालिदिइसकेको हुन्छ। अहिले भन्यो भने के थाहा 40 को 35 गरिदिन्छ कि 35 को 30 गरिदिन्छ कि। Everybody has this. Everybody has this habit. What will happen if I do this thing? What will happen if I say this thing? So, who are the people who succeed in life? Those who take risk. भनिदेऊ सरलाई नम्बर घटेको गर्छ, भनिदेऊ सरलाई। So let me see, raise your hand if you are bold enough to take risk and tell Divakar sir one weakness and say, सरलाई नम्बर नदिनुहोस् म भनिदिन्छु यो कमजोरी हो सरको। Come on, come on, come on, quickly, quickly. Simran is saying, bande, 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 bande. Simran is saying, bande. Let's listen to Simran. She became serious now. Tell one weakness. Miss Sandhya, one weakness. Yeah, now she will tell. One weakness. Oh, no, sir. How can we? Look our culture. Look our culture. It's impossible for us to find a fault in our teacher, right? Because we look at teacher as somebody like God. That's the wrong thing. Teacher is also a human being, not a God. Right? Okay, let's move ahead. So this story has a problem. The story begins with a problem. What is the problem? There is a company and a lot of people are quitting jobs quickly. As a result, the company has human resource problem. There is another company where people stay longer. And there is somebody, Houseman, Michael Houseman. He runs a project, research project, to find out why people leave a company quickly and why people stay longer. So what does he find out? What does he find out?
He found out why some customer service agents stayed in their job.
That's the problem. That's the problem. So as he explores the problem, there is a clue, there is a hint. What is the hint? The hint is some employees use Chrome as their, what do you call, operating system? What do you call Chrome?
Browser.
Huh? Browser. Some employees use Chrome browser. Other employees use Safari browser or Microsoft Internet browser. So those employees which use Safari and Internet Explorer, which comes pre-installed when you buy the laptop, do they leave the jobs early or do they stay longer?
Stay longer.
No. Those employees, नपढ्दा यस्तो हुन्छ कि नानी नरिसाउ ल, मैले तिमीलाई जानु यहाँ ल्याएको कि सजाय दिनलाई नपढेपछि के हुन्छ। We are not in camera focus, don't worry, right? Don't worry. We are not in camera focus. So those employees which use Safari and Internet Explorer, which comes pre-installed. There are other employees which use Chrome that doesn't come pre-installed. So the Chrome users, they have to take initiative and look for browsers and they have to install. They have to solve their problem. Now, the other group which uses Safari Internet browser and Microsoft Internet Explorer, the browser comes pre-installed. It comes pre-installed. So they think that the browser is fixed in the laptop, given. And they think that you cannot change the given. So when they are not happy When they are not happy with the browser, what do? They would change the laptop, not the browser. They would change the laptop. The other group, which uses Chrome, that browser doesn't come pre-installed. It is not pre-installed. So they buy laptop, it comes with Safari and Google, Safari and Internet Explorer. Then they install the browser later on. Because they're not happy with the given. They install, they change. So they don't throw the laptop. Now, this tendency to look for solutions when you have problem gives an answer. Why some people quit early, others do not quit. And it is found that those employees which use Internet Explorer, which use Safari, which comes pre-installed, and they think it is given, it is fixed, they quit jobs fast. They quit jobs fast. Why? Because they believe that the problems are fixed and you cannot change them. They say it is given. They do not find any fault with the browser. They think there is no problem with the browser. The problem with the laptop. Change the laptop. They don't try to find a fault with the default. What is default? Internet Explorer is default browser in the laptop. Safari Explorer is a default browser in the laptop. So they don't find any fault. If it is a problem, they will change the laptop. The second group, which uses Chrome, when they buy the laptop, they do not get Chrome with the laptop. They get Internet Explorer and Safari with the laptop. But they don't like that. They don't like the browser. So what do? They find a fault with the browser. They say, oh, this browser has a problem. The moment you say this browser has a problem, the second thing you will do is, what are the causes of the problem? So the second group that is using Chrome, or let's say that likes Chrome, what do? They install the browser. They change the browser. By changing the browser, they solve their problem. So they use the laptops longer. Now, those employees which explore the problem, install the browser, Chrome browser, and solve their problem, these employees, when they go to work in the company, there also they find problem. In companies they find problem. So what do? They look for solutions. They manage problems and they stay longer in the company. Why? Because they have one thing. If they find a fault in the default, number one, they look for the fault in the default. Number two, if they find any fault, they explore the fault. Number three, they look for causes. Number four, they find solutions. And they solve the fault. As a result, they solve the problem. As a result, they work longer. Whereas those people who were using Safari and Internet Explorer, they did not see any fault in the default. They said Internet Explorer is fine. They said Safari is fine. There is no problem. Maybe I have the problem. So they think they cannot change the browser. So when they think they cannot change the browser, they think you cannot change the company. So they quit the company. So they quit the company. Why do they quit the company? Because they are not able to find the fault in the default. They are not able to see problem with the management. Once they do not see the problem with the management, they are not able to look for solutions. See, the first condition to change your life situation is, you must first see the problem. You must first see what's wrong. First question ask, Miss Rai. If things go wrong in your life, sit down in a room alone with a mirror maybe for reflection and ask. In the mirror, you are there in the mirror. Miss Rai is there, two Miss Rai. And ask the question, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? The moment you ask the question, Miss Soumya, what's wrong with me? You are trying to find a fault with the default. Then you take your diary and write down, oh, I am really a silent girl in the class. I don't speak. My teacher keeps complaining. You write down, I am a dead silent girl. I never speak a word. And you highlight the problem. And make a promise. From tomorrow, in English class, I'll make some noise. I'll make some noise. And you start talking. After a month, you see, I talk a lot in English class. I'm not silent. First, you ask the question, what is wrong with me? Finding the fault in the default. Then you explore, oh, I am silent, I am irregular. I take assignments for presentation and next day I do not come. And my teacher gets angry. Fault. Finding the fault. Now asking question, why this is happening to me? I'm lazy, I'm responsible, or something. Oh, I'm dating somebody. I like dating more than class, or anything. Sorry for this funny example. Anything. Find the reason. Once you find the reasons, you can work for solutions. So what is the process? First, find the fault. Second, explore the causes of the fault. Third, solve the causes and solve the problem. So the second group, which stays in the company, these are the people who find the fault in the system and who try to correct the fault, who try to solve the fault. So they don't quit the company quickly. If there is a problem, they will solve it. How does society develop? Society develops because of those people who find fault and look for a solution. Society remains stagnant like a dirty water in the pokhari. Dirty water in the pokhari. There is scum. What is scum? Scum is four ko layer. Scum is four ko layer. Pani ma. Maati four. Four layer. Scum. If water does not move, there is scum. So those people who find problems, who find issues in society, they change the society. Because they see, look, Prachanda, in 2051, he found a fault with the parliamentary system. And he explored the causes, many causes. He fought for 10 years. And he overthrew parliamentary system, or let's say democratic system, and introduced a republican system. Although we see that even the republican system doesn't solve the problem, it increases the problem of corruption, right? Have you seen corruption in republic has increased much more than it was in democracy, right? Okay, let's move ahead just a minute. Miss Stella, what's your last name? Stella Maharjan. Now I want to listen to you, Stella. A very true answer. Why you could not prepare the presentation?
I couldn't prepare the presentation because I was out from home.
Oh, you were out from home. Okay. So next time don't do this, right? Make this habit that you will prepare presentation. Okay. Now we have this second chapter. Who was given? You can leave this side. Who was given the two faces of? Who was given the two faces of ambition?
Not mine.
Who was given two faces? No. Yes. This. Who was given? Who was given? त्यहाँ अहिले हेऱ्यो भने थाहा हुन्छ पुरानो फाइलमा हेऱ्यो भने कसले दिएको थियो यो ओके आई विल टेल तपाईँले त भन्नुहुन्न आई विल टेल तपाईँले भन्नुहुन्न आई विल टेल Okay. What is talent? Is talent about birth or is talent about development? Birth. Okay. So some people believe that talent comes from birth. Have you seen the Jimmy Fallon show on I don't know, Fox News? I don't know. There's a show where the guy brings small children on the screen and interview them. And these children are very talented. Have you seen? Jimmy Fallon, I forgot the name. Is it Jimmy Fallon? No, I don't think so. There's a lady who brings small children, not Oprah. She brings small children. And she interviews them. And these children are very talented. If a child is talented by birth, they are called child prodigies. Okay? See the word. The argument this section makes is that those people who are really talented in class, toppers, they disappear later. They don't change society. Society is not changed by toppers. Society is changed by troublemakers. And that's very true. He says, those students in the classroom which defy the teacher, which create a lot of trouble in the classroom, they are the ones who later will be the heroes in society, will be the social change makers. That's very true. I had a student back in 2006 or 9. I won't name him. In the other class I named him. And I realized I shouldn't name somebody. He was a wild student, a real troublemaker in class. I was his English teacher. I was his BBA in charge. I had to spend all my energy on that child, on that student, controlling him, right? Disciplining him. And I said, Timi garra khandaina? Often I said, Timi garra khandaina? Today, he is an entrepreneur. He has 2, 3, 4 companies. And he goes for motivation speaker. I meet him, we communicate, and I tell him, I say, Sapkota, samjhiन्छौ तिमी कति प्रब्लम क्रिएट गर्छौ क्लासमा? Then I say, अहिले मलाई फिल हुन्छ कि तिमी त्यो ट्रबल मेकर भएको त एनर्जी बढी भएर हो त्यो. एनर्जी बढी भएर. So troublemakers change society. There are 2 types of people. One is book smart. What is smart? Book smart. Reads every book. Overnight. Finishes everything. Does homework on time. Book smart. Padante. You call padante. Bookworm. Kitab ko kira. Second type of people are street smart. Smart at the road. Who bunks classes. Who is always in the road with friends. Who can test marijuana? Who can drink? Who can date? Who does what he likes? And the writer says, it is seen that the street smart people are more successful than the book smart people. Street smart people are more successful than book smart people. Why? Why? Now read. It says that the book smart people do not sign. They don't sign. The gifted kids don't sign. Right? Why? Because they do not try to be original. They do not try to be original. They read a lot of books. They top the college. They top the university. They get all 4A. All A. And where do they end? They end doing no curry. They end doing no curry. The very word no curry says no, don't karo. No curry means no curry. No, Soumya. No curry. What is no curry? Don't do it. The word no curry itself says don't do it. It's not a good idea to do no curry. Jagir. Ja, go, and gir, fall. Then what to do? If no curry and jagir, what to do? Be
BG business.
Be an entrepreneur. Be an entrepreneur. What does the word entrepreneur mean? Entrepreneur means to take risk. Check dictionary. Check dictionary. The English word entrepreneur literally means to take risk. So street smart people always take risk. They fight. They bunk classes. They fail. They pass. Look, Bill Gates, school drop. Steve Jobs, school drop. But street smart. Bill Gates was not book smart. He was street smart. Steve Jobs, not book smart. Dropped Reed College in class 10 high school. Didn't pass. Street smart. Went all the way to India. Street smart. Sadak ma ghumne. Look, Steve Jobs was street smart. Man of the street. Bill Gates, man of the street. Right? And they became successful. Right? Okay, move ahead. Street smart people do not agree with what is given. They are not happy with the given society and they change it, right? Move ahead now. Now we move to. Okay. The right stuff. Take risk. If you want to be successful in life, take risk. But only taking risk is not enough. It may create a problem. Manage risk. Always have an option. Always have an option. If this fails, always have a plan B. Always have a plan B. Successful people are those people who always have a plan B. If plan A fails, I'll go with the plan B. Read the story. The first story, creative destruction. The 4 students. When they opened the company, they also had jobs. They were doing jobs. If the company fails, job is there. So all successful people, you will see, they have a second option. Yo bhane bhane yo garne. Mostly the second option is job. They have job. Some part-time job garne. Business पनि गर्ने, job पनि गर्ने. Business fail भयो, job मा आउने. Right? Take risks. Be iconoclast. What is iconoclast? One who rebels with the given society, challenging the given norms. Be rebel. Be troublemaker. Be troublemaker. Right? Be a risk. Okay, what else? Okay, let me show you. Listen to your guts and have guts, right? Then take risk but manage your risk. This is the second chapter where he talks about that why risks are like a stock portfolio. What is portfolio? Stock portfolio is you have 5 companies and you are investing 80% in company A, then you invest 20% in company B also. Because if company A fails, company B is there. You spread your investment. Do not invest 100% money in one company like Tesun. Tesun, last year you read, paper story. Why Tesun failed? Why Tesun died? Because he put all money in single company. Right? Do you remember last year's story? You remember? Paper by Catherine Lim in first semester. Tesun put all the money in one company and the company failed and Tesun died. If Tesun had put half money only, half money he will have. He put all his money, life earning, right? So what is risk management? Like if you are starting business, option A, have a part-time job in the morning shift, option B. If business fails, you can come back to the job. There is money. Right? Manage risk. Do not take only risk. Always have a security. Okay, now we move to what do we have now? Okay. So let's wrap up from first to last story. How many stories are there? Count. How many? How many are there? How many? One is creative destruction, heading a risky business of going against the grain. 2, finding the fault in default. 3, the 2 phases of ambition. Right? Then 4, the right stuff. 5, risks are like stock portfolio. There are 5 chapters, right? Under the heading creative destruction. And all this means, to summarize, all this means be a non-conformist. Do not agree with what is given in society. Be a rebel. Be a challenger. Choose the untrodden path. Walk the path that nobody has gone through. Always choose difficult option. Choose difficult option. Choose unusual option. Take risk, but have a plan B. Right? Be innovative. Think differently. Be creative. Think out of the box. In tomorrow's class, I want someone to present this next chapter, the myth of innovation. So let's assign and see. Wait a minute. So raise your hand if you have not made any presentation so far. You have 10 marks for presentation. You will lose the 10 marks if you make no presentations. यो क्लासमा अहिलेसम्म एकचोटि पनि प्रेजेन्ट नगरेको हो. अहिलेसम्म एक पटक पनि तपाईँ बोल्नुहुन्न, चुप लाएर बस्नुहोस्. तर अरूभन्दा 10 मार्क कम आउँछ. तपाईँ एकजना, अरू 2 जना, 3 जना, 4 जना, 5 जना. तपाईँले गरिसक्नु भएको छ? ल तपाईँ 5 जनाले मिलेर यो पाठ प्रेजेन्ट गर्नुहोस्. कसले के गर्ने आफै डिसाइड गर्नुहोस्. ठिक छ? तपाईँको 5 जना टिमले एउटा पाठ प्रेजेन्ट गर्नुहोस् भोलि. र भोलि आएन भने मभन्दा खराब कोही हुँदैन. पर्सि बुधबार भोलि टाइम छ. को 5 जना? लेट मी नेम. स्टेला विल प्रेजेन्ट टुमोरो. स्टेला, सौम्य, अभिनव, विज्ञान, शुभम, विज्ञान, स्टेला, Abhinav, Soumya. These 5 people will present the next chapter. What is the chapter? The next chapter is the myth of innovation. आज की शाम आपके नाम. The class after tomorrow आपके नाम. And no absences.
Yes, sir.
No absences at any cost. Attendance, okay, do it. Thank you.